How would you like to start your day? Pretty much like this right here. Right now the water's way too high. I'll have to go do something for a bit and then come back when the tide's a lot lower. Hopefully it's super low. Alright, so I think the tide should be going low enough. Earlier I could have got it too, but I didn't want to get wet, so I figure 2 hours should give it enough time to drop a little bit more. The low tide's at 4 o'clock today, and why am I having the camera angle this way? Just so you don't know where this location is at, because it is a good hot spot for me for getting mussels, and I don't want to lose it. Also, I don't want to burn this area, and I don't like sharing too much. I'll share the information about how to get it when to get it or where you're tied and stuff like that. But location. That's not one of the things I really don't like doing. Other than like Half Moon Bay where it's blown out anyways. And yeah, the Half Moon Bay you can't get away because the horn and the giant weather station or the golf ball or the egg in the background. So that's a dead giveaway. You can't do stuff without that being in the background. So this spot is a little secret, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, sorry. And if you know, don't say so. But I'm gonna go grab some mussels. So earlier when I was here, all this was underwater. So I'm waiting for the tide to go low enough, and it's crazy because only negative 0.4, and I thought it might be a little higher, but wow, it hasn't even reached the max negative yet because it max out at 4 o'clock, and it's only 210, 2 something right now, so it's gonna get even lower. But all my stuff already showing up, so I don't have to wait. I'm just gonna pick my stuff and if I like it, go home. And my sister loves mussel too, so I'm gonna grab my 10 pounds. Oh yeah. Remember, you can't be using any tools, no knives, nothing. By hand, and it's pretty easy to pick. So it has gone to a point where it's so windy that all my audio are just pretty much garbage. All you hear is wind and very little bit of myself talking. So there are a few techniques that I do like to use, which is wobbling back and forth, just kind of zigzagging left, right, kind of like this, jiggle, and then if it still doesn't want to come out, you want to just twist it. So I'm using brute strength in this part, but yeah, if you can't wiggle out, just twist it. If you twist it, you'll break the little hairs that are keeping them attached to the rock. And then since everything is going by weight, you want to clean it as much as possible. So with a variety of mussels out here, you could choose the cleanest one. And by cleanest, I mean like what very little thing attached to them. So you might have some with barnacles and other things on them and other shells. So try to pick the one that the size that you want. For me, it's probably about like finger size or finger length. Nothing too big, but nothing too small. Too small, then you have too much shell. Too big, and then the meat start to be kind of odd, kind of not rubbery, but I think the smaller they are, the sweeter they are. And yeah, just take your time, have some fun, enjoy the low tide, pick up mussel, be selective, and clean it off. Because like I said, clean it off so you could get the max amount of mussel within the 10 pounds versus having all the debris. So take everything off. If you do find a nice bigger one and it does have stuff on there, just bang it on a rock or off of another shell, and you'll pretty much knock off whatever's on the shell of the mussel that you do actually pick or decide to keep. When you do pick up mussels, even though there are a lot of them all in one spot, and you could pretty much get your 10 pounds all here in this single rock right here, but you want to be a little bit nice and not generous, but just be a little bit more friendlier so you don't wipe out the whole area off of one little spot. So kind of grab a few here, grab a few there, And I kind of think that when you give them little spots like that, like a little patch in the middle, like in that spot that I just grabbed, you kind of give a space for the other mussels to grow, because when they grow so many of them together right next to each other, they can't really expand or get large. They tend to stay small for some reason. So if you pick in between, you'll kind of find out that the next time you come back, the mussel tends to get a little bit bigger. But yes, you always want to have your digital reader or your scale and always measure them, so that way you never go over 10 pounds, and that way you're not picking any more or disturbing more the colony or the mussel patch than you need, because once you get limit, it's limit, so you could just pretty much just stop and enjoy the rest of the day. Well, that's it. It's been a long day. So we're gonna call it a day. I got 9.9 or 9.8 pounds on my digital reader, and pretty much gonna head back home. I still got a 2.5 hour drive, so by the time we get home it'll be dark, and should be able to cook some of these tonight. So it's gonna be great. If you do come out, always come out during negative tide when it's nice and low. Don't risk your life for mussels. Only do when it's super low and safe. Always, like I said, always check the tide. Always check the water, the surf. Because if you're not paying attention, come by and knocks you over or slips you out, or you get banged up here in these rocks. That'll not be fun. I got a little nick right there, a little cut, but very little. No tools, and yeah, come out, have fun. Make sure you have a fishing license and some way to measure it for weight it, which is digital reader or scale, and then 10 pound, no more than 10 pound, or else you're gonna get a ticket. So keep it under 10. If it's exactly on 10, usually the fishing game will let you go because of the weight of the net or the basket. So you should be fine, but don't go over 10. So come out, have some fun during low tide. So during winter time like right now, all your mussels are safe to eat. Usually October 31st to I think like May or June, and that's usually the cutoff time, because they might have red algae or something bad in them. But yeah, perfect time right now. There's a lot of low tide, a lot of new moons and stuff. When the moon goes the other side of the earth, this side really drops down well. So all this was underwater earlier, and now it's all above water. So come and get some mussels. It's 10 pounds. Well, thank you guys for watching, and if you do decide to come out, always check your tide, check the surf, check everything, make sure it's safe, and then prepare to get wet too in case. And then yeah, just don't get washed out to sea. And thank you for watching.